Maybe some of the calls have gotten heavy lately and you're a volunteer firefighter and you find yourself losing your mojo. That's what I want to address today. Some things that are actually going to help you get it back and get your head back into the game. That's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome, hotshots, to Firepower X. This is the place where we help you stay one step ahead of stress as a firefighter, whether you're a volunteer or a career person. All of the tips and tools that we offer will help you. I'm Jess. I'm a former firefighter and a neurolinguistic programming master practitioner. Now, what the heck is that? That's a personal trainer for your mind. And I want to give you on this channel mental performance tools and strategies so you can stay unbothered at work and at home. I was a volunteer firefighter for 5 years. I started my career as one, and so I have a soft spot in my heart for volunteers. Because not only are you working a day job, but you're also answering calls at all hours of the day. And so what happens when things get heavy? When maybe you responded to a pediatric drowning or a structure fire of a neighbor, someone you know, and it's just not feeling the same anymore. How do you get your mojo back? That's what I want to talk about today and give you 3 really actionable things. And the first one is redirecting to your alter ego. If you find yourself spiraling, thinking about these calls, thinking about your role in the call and what happened and what it meant to you, and just overthinking about the past, what I want you to do is turn your attention. We're going to manage our attention because the actual issue is putting our attention on the things that are bothering us instead of what we want instead. And so I want you to use good old distraction because it actually works as an attention skill when it's used intentionally to redirect our attention to somewhere more uplifting. Typically for a volunteer, this is going to your day job. I want you to reinvest yourself in your day job. Who are you during the day? What job do you work? What role do you play? I want you to learn a new skill in this industry of your day job. I want you to sign up for a committee or volunteer yourself for a project. I want you to positively stimulate your mind because that gives us something good to focus on. Some goal we're chasing, something we're doing at work, where we can immerse ourselves in that. And then the noise of those heavy calls gets quieter and quieter, and we're not really paying attention until one day we're like, I feel fine. I'm totally good. When we get our juices flowing in another area of our lives, again, that turns our focus away from just spiraling and ruminating on something. So really dive into head first whatever else you're doing in your life. And this could even be a hobby. You can get really into hunting or fishing or whatever it is that lights you up. I light yourself up in somewhere other than firefighting. Every time I have done this, gets my head back in the game. Second one, recommit to your why. Why are you a volunteer firefighter? Why do you do this? Why do you have a pager or a scanner and you jump into action? What was the original reason that you chose to join the fire service? I want you to remember that and keep your eye on it because, again, wandering attention and forgetting our reason why and getting bogged down with gnarly calls and other people's suffering and misery or our own suffering and misery makes us feel like crap and it drains our energy. So the problem isn't so much that you've had these kind of traumatic calls come up as your cup isn't filled. You've maybe been dismissive of opportunities to really notice your why in action. For instance, for me, when I became a volunteer firefighter, I really wanted to serve my community. I loved the heroic aspect of it. When the little old ladies would thank me and be like, oh, I really appreciate you pumping out my basement when it flooded, things like that, I would soak it up and be like, yeah, no problem. It's moments like those that kept me engaged with my why. But if you're just like, yeah, whatever, lady, if you just ignore those moments, you're not filling your cup. So remember what your why is and answer that for yourself right now. Why are you doing this? Intentionally look for examples of it where a spotlight is being shined on that why, and you're seeing, this is why I do this. This is why. And basking in that instead of letting the heaviness drag you down instead. That will fill your cup back up. You'll find more and more examples of that out in running calls and doing the work that you do. The noise of the heavy calls, of the loss of mojo, will get quieter and quieter. The last thing is renegotiating your boundaries. Instead of answering every call, instead of being available all the time, it might be time to renegotiate when you are responsive. This is the beauty of being a volunteer firefighter. We don't have to go to every call. We don't have to be as available. What new parameters could you set in regards to the calls where you are not fully accessible? Maybe it's like Sundays, I don't respond to calls because that's family time for me. And that is a non-negotiable. I don't respond. I turn my pager off. I'm not available on Sundays. Or maybe it's between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. I'm not running late night calls. These new rules of engagement do not have to last forever. They just have to last as long as you find yourself needing that break to do more self-care, to take care of yourself, to get yourself back in fighting shape, get more rest, be with the people that love you. And then when you're like, okay, I think I can take on more, you'll know when it's time then to remove those boundaries, but they were just kind of temporary bumpers while you were finding your mojo again. So let me know if you tried any of these and what you found. I'm happy to engage with you. Drop a comment below. And if you found value in this video, give us a like. We'd really appreciate it so that more people can see videos like this. And consider subscribing to the channel for more helpful content. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.